I'm going to go through a bin that I just recently realized that is not really working for us right now. It's our kind of our first aid supplies that we have currently, and it's we've had to add to it a little bit just more recently, and so it's kind of overflowing now. So I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly. First of all, there's a few kind of sweeps that I'm going to do with this to help it be more organized, is to look for anything that might be out of date, because it's important to have non-expired items in your first aid kit. So okay, well that's done. So next I'm going to just take another look and kind of think about what things do I actually want in this bin, or is there anything else? Is there anything that could go in a different spot that we would be more likely to use in that place instead? So let's see here. I know that this is probably better in another spot. This here is kind of bulky, and yes, it's a first aid kit. We just don't really use it like this, like in this kind of cases. But I see some supplies that might be usable if they're maybe presented in a different way. So I like this first aid at glance guide, so we'll probably keep that. A first aid guide, I like those things, so we'll keep that. But we might put it in a different way. That looks good. Let's see, we have some odds and ends of bandages, but then we also have some other bandages just kind of floating around in here. This is, you know, just a piece of cardboard and get rid of that. So I'm going to put these other band-aids and stuff in here, and so then if we need something like just a band-aid, or like I saw a few like different, like a butterfly band-aid or something like that. If we need something like that, we can just come looking in this little bag, and I could label it too. I feel like the integrity of this might have lost its integrity somehow, so I'm going to do away with that. A little bit of tape there. These little items might be usable, but like in here, I don't think we're not going to really go to them. This, we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to use something else instead. So what the next thing I want to do is kind of start putting some like items together. So we could actually put this in a larger like Ziploc bag and label them Band-Aids, because now we have some like items together. These all go in another little plastic bag, like first aid implements or something like that. I'm thinking, okay, is there like a bag of that a little collection that these would go with? And I'm going to say these would go with our first aid stuff really great, because this is like a first aid activity right there. Little implements that aren't bandages. These ACE bandages are technically bandages in the name, and it would make sense that I would look for the bandage pile for that. So I'm going to put those with that. We'll have 3 bags now of like items. So the next thing is I'm going to go get Ziploc bags and a Sharpie, and I'm going to put my 3 little newly formed collections in. Now I have my Ziploc bags. I'm going to label them, and then I'll put the items in them. I'm going to just write just on a Sharpie, so nothing fancy. But that is okay, it's functional, and it works for right now. Now, if later I want everything to look fancy, then we would go that direction, but right now it just needs to be functional. And I might even write what is in each bag too. So we have thermometers, we have scissors, and then this way we can always take a little inventory too of each little bag, and then make sure that, oh, where are those scissors? Did they get put back? Yes, okay, great. I'm just going to put them in. And there you go. Next will be our bandages. So we're going to just write bandages. And remember, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can organize with what you already have. Or Dollar Tree bins. Anything like that. I got these bins actually in a $3 section from Dollar Tree a couple of years ago, and they served me really well. There we go. Looks so much better. And I'm going to go ahead and deal with the other few items that I've pulled out, ask my husband about a few things, and then I'll go from there. So I'm not going to just, leave the stuff scattered. I'm going to put them where they need to go, get rid of it if it's old or we don't need it or use it anymore. Thank you.